Sometimes the body whispers when it's struggling, but we're too busy to hear. Yet there are signs we should take seriously, especially after 60. Today we'll talk about 5 subtle signs that may indicate the body is nearing its limit. This is not a sentence, it's a chance to notice, to understand, and to help ourselves in time. By the end of the video, you'll learn how to strengthen your health and feel the ground beneath your feet again. Let's start with something often overlooked: unexplained weight loss. When someone over 60 begins losing weight without changing their diet or lifestyle, it's a troubling sign, especially if they lose 5% or more of their body weight in a few months. This often happens when the body is running low on resources, lacking protein, diverting energy to fight inflammation, hidden illness, or muscle loss. Sometimes it's due to depression or thyroid problems. In any case, it's not just getting older, it's the body's way of saying, "I'm struggling." I've worked with older adults for many years, and in almost every case like this, there comes a moment when someone close or the person themselves notices, "My clothes are hanging loose. Bags appeared under the eyes. Bones are starting to show." One time, a woman named Elaine, 72, from Tulsa reached out. She had lost about 15 pounds over 6 months, though she wasn't dieting. Her husband thought, "That's just aging, your weight drops off," but I was concerned. We ran some basic tests and it turned out she had hidden gastritis and nutrient absorption issues. We adjusted her diet, added protein snacks, supported her digestion, and in a few months her weight stabilized. Another patient, Gordon, 76, from Arizona, had weight loss as the first sign of heart failure. He said he didn't even have the strength to make a sandwich. We caught it just in time. What often helps is a simple monthly weigh-in and a health journal. If you're losing weight despite normal eating, talk to a doctor right away. Also try adding soft protein sources to your diet. Eggs, cottage cheese, beans, chicken. These bring energy. You deserve to live with strength. Weight isn't just a number, it's your foundation. Even a little self-care can become the anchor that keeps your footing in life. Sometimes fatigue becomes a constant companion, even after rest. When a person wakes up feeling like they haven't slept, or feels extremely weak after a short walk, it's not just a feature of aging. Such chronic fatigue may point to issues with the blood, heart, thyroid, or vitamin levels. Most often the cause is anemia, when the body lacks oxygen. And this isn't just tiredness, but a condition that makes it hard to live, move, and find joy. I've encountered such cases many times in my practice. For example, Gloria, 70, from Florida, complained that just half an hour after breakfast she needed to lie down. Her family thought it was just her age, but she secretly cried. She didn't even have the strength to answer her beloved grandchild's calls. We ran a blood test. Her hemoglobin was low and she had a vitamin B12 deficiency. After a course of vitamins and supplements, she felt completely different. She even returned to her Nordic walking group. Another case was Douglas, 78, from Ohio. He had stopped going to church. "I just can't manage," he said. It turned out his thyroid was underactive. With just 1 pill a day, he came back to life within weeks. One of the simplest ways to understand what's happening is to get a basic blood test and check levels of vitamin B12 and D. It's easy, but gives a clear picture. If fatigue doesn't go away, the cause must be found. Don't wait until the body stops asking for help. You are not lazy or weak, you're truly tired. But even a fading ember can be reignited. Start small, and you'll feel life's spark again. Your strength is within, it just needs support. Sometimes the warning sign isn't pain, but unsteadiness in walking or frequent falls. If you find yourself tripping more often or feeling like the ground is slipping from under your feet, it's not just age catching up. Frequent falls, even without injury, are an important signal. They may point to balance disorders, muscle weakness, issues with the vestibular system, or blood pressure problems. It's especially concerning when falls happen silently, without a sound, as if the person just switched off. That's a reason not for fear, but for self-care. I've seen many cases where it all started with little things. One of my patients, Charles, 79, from Seattle, slipped in the bathroom. Ended up with bruises but then became afraid to leave the house. We ran some tests and discovered his blood pressure dropped sharply when he stood up. With proper treatment and the removal of excess rugs, he was able to resume his walks. Another case, Marie, 81, from Denver. She began losing her balance frequently in the kitchen. Her family thought she was just distracted. It turned out she had leg muscle weakness and a vitamin D deficiency. We started simple support-based exercises, and within a month, she said, "I feel like I'm standing on my feet again." What often helps is a quick check at home. Try standing up from a chair without using your hands, or walk across the room with eyes closed, with someone nearby to support you. If you feel unsure, see a doctor. Also helpful, install grab bars in the bathroom, remove loose rugs, and do leg strengthening exercises even while seated. Strength isn't always about muscles, it's about inner balance. Stability can be restored, step by step. The key is the will to stand firm and the courage to accept help. Sometimes a person starts to withdraw, losing interest in life and in others. When an older adult suddenly becomes indifferent to everything that once brought joy, it's not a whim or just being tired of life. This kind of apathy may be an early sign of depression, hidden pain, or deep exhaustion. It often comes quietly. The person stops answering calls, postpones meetings, sits alone in the dark. The mind, like the body, can grow tired and freeze, and sometimes we assume it's just a bad mood. I've seen this many times among my clients. I remember Loretta, 74, from Atlanta. She used to lead a dance group but then suddenly stopped going outside. Her son thought it was age-related, but I sensed something deeper. We spoke and she admitted, "The meaning has disappeared." We found her a therapist and gentle treatment, and gradually she came back and he started cooking, sewing, even attended a charity concert. Or Tom, 80, from Texas. He used to love fishing, but one day said, "I don't even feel like picking up the rod." Through conversations and small steps, tea with a friend, flipping through a photo album with his grandchildren, he seemed to awaken. His interest in life returned. One of the simplest steps is to start small. A call with a friend, favorite music, a walk down the street. Even keeping a short journal, "What did I feel today?" can help. And if the emptiness lasts more than 2 weeks, it's essential to talk to a doctor or therapist. This isn't weakness, it's self-care. Even when everything feels quiet inside, it's not forever. Just as the earth waits for rain, the soul longs for warmth. And you can once again feel love and rejoice. Just start with one small step. And finally, if you notice that your memory is failing more often than usual, forgetting where you left your glasses happens to everyone. But if you regularly forget why you went to the store, how to get to a familiar place, or what you just said, that's no longer just absent-mindedness. It may be an early sign of cognitive decline, including dementia. It's especially important to pay attention if forgetfulness starts interfering with daily life. The brain is an organ too. It gets tired and needs care and training, just like the heart or joints. I remember Jane, 77, from San Antonio. She was a teacher and always took pride in her memory, but one day she couldn't recall the names of 2 students she had known for years. She was shaken and came to me in tears. We referred her to a neurologist. Unfortunately, it turned out to be just the early stages of cognitive decline. We introduced simple attention exercises. She started journaling, brought daily walks back into her routine. And after a couple of months, she said, "I feel like I can breathe again. Like the fog has started to lift." Frank, 81, from Minnesota, began by forgetting simple words. His wife kept a record of how often it happened. Thanks to that, they saw a doctor in time. The diagnosis was confirmed, but it was still manageable. What helps are simple but regular exercises: solving light puzzles, memorizing poems or songs, writing to-do lists by hand. Socializing is also very helpful: talking, recalling past events. And if you're concerned, don't hesitate to see a neurologist. Memory is your bridge between yesterday and tomorrow. And even if the bridge feels shaky, it can be reinforced. You have the right to remember, to feel joy, to be yourself. Just don't lose sight of yourself.